Yeah, so you never had to do a full medical?
I mean,
so you must not have played sports at a high level.
They weren't really
do. Everyone has to pass them.
Yeah, he just 1,000% lied.
Enter one of their self-described mentors, Stephen Monticelli.
All right, that's okay. We're comfortable with our masculinity. The more you can move in, the better.
All right, so we can actually. Oh, you got the mic on the desk.
Oh, there you go. Here, I'll have it on you.
That?
Your name is Stephen?
That's right, Stephen.
Monticelli is a contributing writer at Rolling Stone and the Daily Beast, where he specializes in leftist talking points and attacking college students. He's even made an appearance on CNN's New Day.
That's right.
Also, this noted Inspector Gadget impressionist who cosplays as Indiana Jones enthusiast had clearly been waiting for Change My Mind to come to UNT, the Harvard.
What's going on, everybody? I'm excited for this video. I'm a college student, so this is why I love these type of videos. So apparently a journalist is challenging Steven Crowder. A leftist journalist is challenging a conservative YouTuber who does these public debates. So I hope this is a good video. I don't know who the journalist is, and I don't really watch a lot of Steven Crowder, if I'm being honest, but I hope you guys enjoy. Let's get into it.
Of Denton County for quite some time, and he just couldn't hide his enthusiasm.
All right, good. Do you spell it PH or V?
The V.
Same way, very nice. Fewer letters means a cooler name. Last name?
Monticelli, I'll spell it for you.
Okay.
Monaceli.
So, German.
Italian.
Boy, missed all of that one.
Missed it by that much.
Just a little bit, but you know, both those countries have a certain history for a certain type of politics, but we're not here to talk about that today.
Yeah, no, I know. I don't know how I got that one wrong. It's almost like I wasn't even trying.
Oh, look, the sense of humor mobile. It's not stopping here.
So, Steve, how do you prefer?
Steven.
By the way, I like this jacket. Can I?
Thanks. Yeah, go for it.
Is it a raincoat or is
It's
it just
like a cotton jacket. It's been like, I guess, surplus.
Okay.
Military
well, the whole
surplus.
outfit works. So, Stephen, I don't know how familiar you are at all with what we do with this kind of installment is, but it's basically a way where we can hopefully rationalize our positions on controversial topics. A lot of the times, people can have somewhat rational conversations on topics that maybe don't evoke an emotional response, and then it all goes out the window, as you've seen here on college campuses with dancing Yoda and people throwing milkshakes and screaming and all these kinds of things, which we generally like to avoid.
Now, spoiler alert, this is about to go sideways very quickly.
So today's topic is one obviously we planned for a while, but now it's in the news because of Leah Thomas. I don't believe that biological males should be allowed to compete with women, biological females in women's sports. If you disagree with me, I'm more than happy to hear your case and let you change my mind.
So I guess before we get into it, what is your definition of the term biological female? Is that something that would include people who are assigned female at birth that were born intersex?
So this is interesting that you're bringing up this point intersex. You're talking about the 0.01% of the population.
It's about 1.5, 1.7, because there are surgeries that are done to babies when they're born, and then they assign them a gender.
So let me address two different points here.
Sure.
First off, what I'm saying with biological males and females is the overwhelming majority of people, of course, across the globe since the beginning of time, who are born as a male, born as a female. They can go not only by chromosomes, but secondary sex characteristics.
If there's are there 100 people here?
Hold on, let me finish. And then I'll address your second point.
Okay.
Is that fair?
Sure.
Okay. So doctors, for example, fill out male or female. Now we're talking about sex, right? We're not talking about identified gender. I'm assuming that you would agree that sex is a biological term and gender is a social
difference.
It's pretty interesting that they're debating this. I've never really thought about this topic, especially not in the past few years. I've been studying. I actually graduated already, if you're new to my channel, with an engineering degree, and I'm doing another one, a master's degree in electrical engineering right now. So I've been pretty occupied, but I do want to know what both of them have to say, considering one is conservative and one is liberal about this topic. I have my own personal beliefs, but I want to hear them out first. So let's continue.
I understand that's how gender theory is presented, certainly in gender studies on college campus.
Sure.
With intersex, it's about 0.01% of the population, and the vast majority of them,
once again, it's
the vast majority of them don't require any kind of a sex change.
That's actually not an accurate statistic.
It is an accurate statistic.
I can pull up
I
the
don't make
Google
all the
statistic
references available.
Right now, it's 1.5%.
1.5% of the population is not intersex.
Well, they're born that
and
way.
Even then, a very small percentage of them are improperly assigned with a primary sex at birth. They usually have primary sexual characteristics, okay?
So
primary sexual characteristics, and very few have to end up going with some kind of a sex change operation later in life.
Because it's often done when they're children or when they're babies.
Right, or they're assigned male, female at birth, even if they're intersex.
So yeah, I guess that's what I'm trying to get at. Are you talking about
what I'm
people
dealing
who are
with, if we separate that, intersex, okay? So let's say we allow intersex to no, I'm saying let's say we allow intersex to compete in the division they choose.
How do you prove that they're in? How do you even get to that question of are you or are you not? Are you asking then that there has to be a box that people have to tick that they were intersex?
I'm confused by you presenting the argument here because you asked me about intersex.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is there are edge cases here that I don't think that your presentation actually encompasses. And
I just encompassed it.
So if people are allowed, so that someone who is born with both female and male sex characteristics.
There you go. Now you've got it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And then there are surgeries that are done to them.
You just check the box.
But someone would have to ask them that.
Yes.
So are you?
I thought gender was down to your chromosomes too. There's a double X and then there's an XY chromosome. XY being the male, double X being the woman. So I don't understand what the argument is right now. Are they saying that gender is fluid at birth for everyone? I don't really know what he's trying to get to right now. I do know that he's trying to defend I think any gender being able to play any sport, I guess. I'm not really fully sure. But let's continue.
You're proposing that people are asked that.
What I'm saying is if someone is intersex, let's allow that to be an exception.
So
let's say that someone who's intersex can compete in any division they want to.
How do we know
they would have to declare if they're intersex.
So you're at
and they would be submitted. They would obviously be examined by a doctor, just as the women are in women's sports and men are in men's sports. Just as they have to submit to not only blood sampling for drug tests, hair follicle sampling, often nail scrapings, right? We both know that physicals are conducted in all sports to separate for what? Sex, right? To separate for weight, to separate for...
When I was playing sports when I was a kid, no one ever inspected my genitals.
Really?
No.
You never had to turn your head and cough?
Well, that wasn't for doing sports. That's called a physical. That's a medical thing that was separate from being able to do sporps.
Yeah, so you never had to do a full medical?
I mean...
So you must not have played sports at a high level. Because they do. Everyone has to pass a medical.
Yeah, he just 1,000% lied. In order to play any sports teams, especially high school, middle school, and college, you have to do a physical. You cannot even try out for a team without doing a physical. I'm not playing. They're very, very, very strict about that. So I'm not even sure what he means by this. No one has checked my genitals. Of course, you would be a minor. No one would reach there and hand down your pants and check your genitals. That's illegal and disgusting. Anyways, you have to do a physical to make sure you're even capable of playing, and then you have to make the team. But let's continue.
You do realize that at Division I sports, you would have to pass a medical. You know why?
So the medical would be a description of your genitals? Would that
It would include it.
It would include a written description and a verbal description?
Yes.
Really?
Really? Medical examination, would include the description of your vitals, of your health, of your health parameters.
So I guess now that we've gone through that, what is?
But we haven't gone through that.
What is the reason that you're?
We haven't gone through that. You haven't.
So if you're concerned, if you're less concerned about intersex people, then why are you so concerned about transgender people?
Again, I was answering your question. You asked about intersex.
They both get surgeries. Sometimes they both need hormone treatment. What's your position against? If you're okay with one, why are you not okay with the other?
Here's exactly why. First off, you're taking an extreme example to make a point, misrepresenting those statistics. It's not 1.5% of the population.
All right, I'll just Google it.
It's
fine.
You won't find a single position in the country.
According to experts, 1.7% of the population is born with intersex traits.
Pause a second. Let's analyze his Googling technique.
I'll just Google it. It's fine.
You won't find a single position in the country.
According to experts.
A 2-click Google search. It's almost as if he had the whole thing planned out. Poorly.
1.7% of the population is born with intersex traits.
That's from amnesty.org.
I can just keep. I can go to.
It's from amnesty.org.
It's from. There's Wikipedia. There's plenty.
Yes, Amnesty and Wikipedia. Okay.
There's here's a PubMed, NCBI, and this is a medical journal. So
hold on a second. Let me actually. You know what? Because Okay, you know what?
I
Just
would
hold it up for me.
encourage
Hold it up for me.
anyone that
Hold it up for me.
wants to do
Because you
this.
just brought up PubMed and it didn't
Yeah.
reflect what you just reflected in
So
the
abstract.
0.0018%, almost 100 times lower than Fausto Sterling estimate of 1.7.
So it is because they are
Like, can
talking
you hold
about
that up to the camera?
chromosomal sex.
Can you hold that up to the camera?
Inconsistent.
Can you hold that up to the
phenotypic
camera?
Sex. Yeah. So let's see. There's.
Can you hold it up to the camera?
There's a debate about this, which is what we're having.
Pause. Now, if you notice the shift, and I mean increase in my enthusiasm, it's because I was intensely familiar with the PubMed paper he was attempting to cite. And by cite, I mean blatantly misrepresent. And by blatantly misrepresent, I mean lie about. And this is the real value of Change My Mind in the conversations being included in their full context unedited. It's one thing to be able to lie about numbers to unsuspecting students in order to score political points. It's another to face accountability in real time. So let's rewind and zoom in and enhance on his screen. Unfortunately, the tech isn't good enough to get a crystal clear picture, but here's the actual PubMed article abstract.
Well, this is embarrassing. He basically exposed everything that the guy was trying to use to support his argument. That's extremely embarrassing. Before we get into this, I just have a comment. I hate when people argue out of bad faith, and I hate when people are intellectually dishonest. I don't understand it, because if you believe something to be true, you should just be honest about it, and you should just say, this is true because of A, B, and C. Why are you trying to convince people using lies? That's kind of evil, right? If you believe this is right, it shouldn't be that hard to find facts and data on it. Rather, you want to use facts and data to misinterpret or to misconstrue what's actually happening. But let's continue.
If the term intersex is to retain any meaning, the term should be restricted to those conditions in which chromosomal sex is inconsistent with phenotypic sex, or in which the phenotype is not classifiable as either male or female. Applying this more precise definition, the true prevalence of intersex is seen to be about 0.018%, almost 100 times lower than the Fausto Sterling estimate of 1.7.
Can you hold it up to the camera?
There's a debate about this, which is what we're having. Yeah, you can.
No wonder the social justice warrior / handler of Curious George shoved his phone back in his pocket faster than a crack pipe at the bordello of Biden.
Yeah, you can Google.
But you didn't
can
present it
get
as a debate.
You can get different.
Hold on a second. Let me finish here, because you just brought up amnesty.org and Wikipedia.
Sure.
The only legitimate medical publication that you brought up said exactly what I said. What number did I give you? What number did I give you?
So then let's put it in
What number
numbers.
did I give
If
you?
there are 100 people here
What
or
number did I
1,000
give you?
people here, if there are 100 people here or there are 1,000 people here, there's still going to be at least one person.
Look, if you're not
still
going
gonna be at least
if
one
truth
person.
doesn't matter to you, this isn't going to be a productive
I'm
conversation.
actually giving the numbers.
What number did I give to you?
So you gave me 0.1%?
0.01%.
0.0%.
What does that number from PubMed say?
Let's see. It says
No, you're even still wrong. If it's 0.018% and there's 1,000 people, then there will be 0.18 people who fit your description. Let's say if there's 10,000 people times 0.018%, there will be about 2 people who fit your description. So about 2 for every 10,000. 2 for every 10,000. So you're still being a little dishonest about what you want to present here. So this debate is not going to be a real debate, because the journalist he's intellectually dishonest. He's brainwashed, obviously. He has no intention of telling the truth to the public. This is what's going to happen now.
0.08, which would be
0.018%.
0.018%.
Yeah, that's the number I gave you.
So let's see what PubMed just said.
That is PubMed. You just showed the PubMed.
Yeah, I'm just going to pull
Now
up
you're
the
going
same
back to amnesty.org, or you're going to Wikipedia. So my point is, look, you sit here and you spout numbers that are inaccurate. When you go to one legitimate medical journal, it says that it's actually 1,000 times lower. So do we want to have a conversation about the topic at hand, or do you want to keep embarrassing yourself with wrong numbers?
So if you're going to accept that there are people in this world, no matter how rare that you think that they are, that you're going to allow to participate in sports.
No matter how rare your own sources said they are.
No matter how rare that there are in existence, it doesn't matter what you think or what I think, they exist.
The numbers are the numbers.
Do you believe that they exist?
Of course, I believe it.
So-
0.018% according
So
to
there are
PubMed.
people. So there are people in this state, in this city,
Yes.
who would fit that categorization. And just because there are a small number of them, you're going to just kind of
And
disregard
what
the
number
example.
of them require some kind of sex change? What number of them require
Why is
hormonal
that so
replacement?
threatening to you?
It's not threatening to me.
It seems like it is.
Well, what's bothering to me is your dishonesty.
So I'll
this is a red
grant your
herring.
number. I'll grant your number, and my
Right.
argument is still the same.
So what's the number of people there who are not accurately defined at birth by their primary and secondary sexual characteristics?
So once again,
it's about
why is this?
0.2% of 0.018% of the population.
And so because
Now, that's
and
not-
what's
so
the
the point
percentage
is
of
that's a
people that are
very
competing
small-
in sports that are transgender? What's that number of the population? What's that
the
percentage?
number of transgender people. in
Percentage of the
population
total
is about
population,
1%.
yeah, and that are
now,
competing in
as
sports.
far as the categories that they enter, they end up winning about 66%, for example, in track, upwards of 90% in strength sports like powerlifting and Olympic lifting. That's significant. So even though they make up 1% of the population when they enter into female sports, they overwhelmingly tend to dominate, and this is a very small sample size. So my question to you is, what do we do? Because you're supposed to sit here and
Are we
change
going to start talking about genetics as it relates to people winning sports? Is that what you want to do? Is that what you're
Male and female sports are separated by biology, yes?
I mean, what's the point of sports?
To win.
It don't matter if you win by an
Here's the problem, man. This is kind of pathetic if this is how journalists act. I would have think if anyone was objective and non-biased, it would be journalism. I would think when you're a journalist, your job is to expose and find the truth no matter what. But here we have a journalist who will literally lie to our face. Like literally, he would just lie. You're publishing the papers that people quote. You're finding the information that we digest online, and you're just a liar. This is sad. Anyways, my name is LFR Jojo. If you guys like video like this, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.